Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are finally going to be discussing the full and new trailer for Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3 that was just uploaded on the official LEGO YouTube channel yesterday as of the time of recording this video. This is, of course, the full trailer for Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 3 Part 2. There's a lot to talk about in this little trailer, a lot to, break down and actually talk about. I will say, again, this was put up yesterday. I was out of town yesterday, so I was not around to break the trailer down more immensely, more specifically, I guess you could say, but I did put up a video yesterday, pre-recorded, because I kind of figured as soon as I left town the trailer would drop. What do you know, I left town and the trailer dropped. Of course, this is the same trailer that LEGO promoted this year at Comic-Con, so if you've seen the Comic-Con trailer, nothing new. This is the exact same trailer front to back, just now in HD, not recorded off of someone's toaster or whatever. So yeah, definitely a lot to talk about here in today's video. I will say, in terms of the description and I guess the view count, we're not doing too bad in terms of views on this trailer. For a trailer that a lot of us have already seen, and a trailer that features a lot of the leaked Season 3 Part 2 footage, it's doing pretty well, all things considered, so that's great to see. I wasn't expecting that much hype to be around this trailer because, again, it's the same Comic-Con trailer featuring a lot of footage that Ninjago fans, at least for the most part, have already seen, but we're doing pretty good in terms of views so far. Again, the first day, that's not too bad. But I will say, in terms of the description, there is not much here at all. Definitely nothing new. I was kind of hoping maybe LEGO would drop some kind of actual release date in here for Season 3 Part 2, just because that is kind of up in the air at the moment. Nobody really knows when the season's coming out. Some folks say October, some say September 4th. Other foreign streaming services and TV networks are releasing some episodes at the end of August. It's a big mess, just up in the air, and LEGO is definitely not helping, and they are most certainly not being transparent for when this actual part of Ninjago comes out. So again, do with that information what you will. Let's talk about the trailer, though, just because there are a few things to talk about, and I do want to, again, spend some time talking about this new trailer, breaking it down. I will say, though, again, I've seen the leaked episodes, so I'm going to try not to spoil anything, but keep in mind there might be spoilers ahead if you haven't seen the leaked episodes, but I'm going to try to keep this video spoiler-free. So we start here in this weird, mysterious place. I will say we have Gandalaria, Lord Ras, Sora, Aaron. Sora looks really good in her new costume. I really enjoy that new suit for Sora. Probably my favorite one of the Ghost Hunter suits. I think it just looks fantastic. But they are looking up at something strange in the sky. That is the very ghostly spectral Cur from the Forbidden Five, and we will see in a second here, again, other Forbidden Five members that are a little bit ghostly, all things considered. And I do enjoy these designs quite a bit too. I think all of the Forbidden Five look awesome in their ghost forms. However, I doubt we will ever get minifigures of them. I know people have made like customs or whatever, and those look good. But in terms of official minifigures, we are definitely not getting the ghostly Forbidden Five. I really enjoy the instruments here. The flutes with the souls, obviously that's going to be a big part of what goes on in this season, or this chapter rather. And we see here a ghostly Dragonian. I do enjoy those ghostly Dragonians as well. Again, context wise, they might not make the most amount of sense ever, but I do enjoy their designs and they look cool. So I guess, what more can you want? But we have Gandalaria here as well. She will be assisting this group of characters, at least towards the beginning of Season 3 Part 2. So if you don't know what that's about, just stay tuned. Of course, you will find out more of what that's about. Then we have Lloyd here, looking pretty good, at least from the neck up in his outfit. He mentions that he heard a Source Dragon meeting, essentially, that Thunderfang is still a threat. And sure enough, we see Thunderfang in the spectral lands looking like a pretty big threat. We do have some Dragonians here coming back with Drix. The other 4 of the Forbidden Five are here as well. Of course, they've been collecting souls for Thunderfang, of course. That's like his whole thing. And yeah, it's definitely a threat. The Source Dragons are very right to call Thunderfang a threat. New shot here of Thunderfang. Again, we saw this from the Comic-Con trailer because this is the Comic-Con trailer. But we do have a new shot of Thunderfang here from either episode 19 or 20, so this is a new shot that not a lot of people have actually, seen because the episodes have not been leaked yet. So interesting stuff here. Of course, Thunderfang's bone armor has grown quite a bit. He is glowing with this yellow energy. Again, rumor has it Thunderfang could be as powerful as a Source Dragon here in this form. I guess we will have to just wait and see. If that is the case, it is going to be chaos. That is most definitely going to be bad news for pretty much everyone. Then we have, of course, an administration portal, and Lloyd, Nia, and Jay/Rogue. I'm just going to call him Jay just because he's Jay. All in these casual outfits. We will see more of them here in this shot, which, what do you know? We have here the same graveyard that Lord Ras took Aaron to in Season 3, Part 1. Your parents are dead, Aaron. Here's their gravestones. He was probably lying. And behind them, we have multiples of this guy. That is, of course, Lee. If you don't know Lee's deal, I'm not going to spoil it here, but he is a rather dangerous villain, in my opinion. Probably a little bit more evil than people expect him to be. But still, we have multiples of him. That is not an animation error. That's just something that he can do. So do with that what you will. Of course, again, we do have the casual outfits here as well as Wildfire, and this quartet gets up to a lot of mischief in Season 3, Part 2, and I'm excited for more people to, again, experience this entire storyline. Of course, we do have Jay here as well, wearing a little bit of green in his ponytail. That does not mean much of anything, just a cool detail. Speaking of Jay, here he is, putting his fists together. He mentions something about how he just wants to show off his power and all that good stuff. We do have a shot here as well of Jay in his little mech battling one of the Lees. Of course, we are down here in this weird, mysterious, like, toy city kind of thing. And again, this is the land of Lee. I think that's common knowledge at this point. Lee, this is Lee. This is his land of Lee. I will say, though, if you look in the background, it's kind of a spoiler there, trailer. Aaron's parents are back there because Aaron's parents are indeed in the land of Lee. Again, the trailer is kind of choosing to reveal some crazy stuff. More about that later. But of course, we do have, again, Jay in his little mech battling Lee. He says something again about how he wants to show off his power. Nia mentions, oh, so you really did shatter your goodness. Yeah, he did. Jay is most definitely gone here. And of course, they are in the realm of madness, which is the home of the administration, so you can see where this is going, right? This place, administration, land of Lee, you guys get it. Moving on from that shot, again, something else that I'm very surprised that the trailer ended up showing. We do have a group of characters here, right there. There we go. We have the ninja, minus a few members, and some dragons, minus a few dragons. Zane is in his storm suit here. Again, nice that they made it canon. Don't know why they couldn't have just made that canon last season, or in Season 3, Part 1, rather, and then give Zane the spectral suit in this shot, but whatever. Whatever works, I suppose. Of course, they are at Egalt's dojo here. We see this image, which we saw in Season 3, Part 1, the nice photo of all of them at the monastery. Lloyd mentions how Master Wu used to keep the team whole. Did he, though? I mean, before Dragons Rising, Wu had kind of a habit of keeping secrets that would eventually break up the team, so did he? Anyway, we are here at Egalt's dojo, obviously. Lloyd and Nia talk more about Master Wu. Of course, that photograph is in the hallway here at the monastery, along with the picture of Ray and Maya, Kai and Nia's parents. But then, of course, like I said, we get a little bit of a spoiler here. Egalt is very much not doing well. He is very much not, he's barely clinging on to life, I will say. It's kind of hard to describe this scene because it is such a sad scene, but the trailer is showing it, so I guess we can talk about it. But yeah, Wildfire is here. Of course, Wildfire was one of the first to point out Egalt's wasting sickness. Of course, since she's been around dragons her whole life, she can tell when a dragon has wasting sickness. You can see some of Egalt's scales on the ground there too. And again, we do have the ninja, some other dragons surrounding Egalt. Heatwave, we have Jiro, Xanth, and of course, Rontu. Yeah, very tragic scene. Egalt asks Lloyd where Eren is. I like that Egalt is concerned about Eren. Of course, they did have a lot of, not necessarily beef, you know, Egalt and Eren. They didn't really get along the best back when they were trading, though. But it's nice to see that Egalt still cares for Eren. Lloyd mentions how Eren and Sora have followed each other down a different path, and of course we do have this sequence of Lord Ras and Eren and Sora on these motorcycles. I love how angry he looks here. It's definitely annoying, probably, with these two just behind him the entire time. I could totally see, again, this trio continuing to be dysfunctional if Dragons Rising, again, wishes to continue this trio's adventures. Again, no spoilers. But here we have them in the Underworld. I can tell it's the Underworld, or at least maybe the outskirts of the Underworld, because we have this massive skeleton guy here who does look cool, very much reminding me a lot of the old school Ninjago skeletons from way back in the day. Nice throwback there. Kind of resembling Samakai, at least in terms of the top jaw here. Very much not Samakai, though. This is someone entirely different. Lord Ras says to Eren how people need to make difficult decisions sometimes, or something like that. Of course, you can see we are indeed in the Underworld. And yeah, I mean, there is a difficult decision being made in this scene. Not gonna spoil what it is. If you know, you know. More attacks from the skeleton guy. Eren and Sora dodge it. Nice shot of Lord Ras here looking at this map. Again, kind of also a throwback to the earliest days of Ninjago. Underworld map, you know, kind of similar, kind of like a throwback there. Eren says, I just need to get to the part where you tell me about my parents. So very much still here for that reason. And again, we do know that Eren's parents are in the land of Lee, thanks to an earlier shot in this trailer. So all of that will work itself out. Or maybe not, who's to say. Nice shot of Thunderfang here overlooking the spectral lands. You can see some of the Forbidden Five in front of him there, all hopped up on that soul energy. We love to see it. Here we have another new shot of Zarkt and some of these spectral Dragonians in, I believe, the Cave of Bells. Could be wrong about that location, but that's just what it seems like to me. Now, in terms of Zarkt's ghostly design, I like it a lot too. Very similar to the original design, obviously, just with the blue hands, the blue face. You guys get it. But another new shot. Nice to have it in HD. He, of course, summons the Dragonians to attack someone or something in front of him. Probably Jay. We did see in the first teaser trailer for Season 3, Part 2, Jay and Zarkt battling in the same location. So probably Jay, if I had to take a wild guess. Nia is in this scene too, as she was in the trailer beforehand. Kind of looks like there's something... Oh, I thought there was something back there, just these statues. Never mind. Moving on. This is a shot that we've seen before. Thunderfang in these spectral lands. That is Rox, I believe, at the well. So Rox is back, thank goodness. More shots from that same sequence. Instead we have, instead of Zarkt and Jay, though, we have Ryu and Wildfire battling the Dragonians in this shot. This one, this one appears to have longer horns, but same horns as this guy. Very much all inspired by Tyr of the Dragonians. Not sure if that means anything. Like I said, these spectral Dragonians are kind of just existing here. There's no, like, solid lore behind them, at least from what we've seen so far, from what I've seen, so maybe that'll change. Same shot of Lloyd in the Land of Lee that we saw earlier. Of course, the sky is all kind of blue and cloudy. That is a result of all of these spectral Dragonians flying around, so interesting stuff there. We have Lloyd, Jay, Nia in the Land of Lee, of course, continuing their battle. Sora decides to use her tech powers here to fuse these two bikes together. We saw the bikes earlier. She's making something out of these bikes. You can kind of see her ripping them apart, putting them back together. I do like how her tech powers work. Next up here, we have Frack training with Kai and Cole. I love the idea of Kai and Cole kind of like co-teaching Frack. I think these two are perfect for Frack's teachers, you know, especially Cole, because of course their powers are so similar. They kind of have a similar vibe to Kai and Wildfire in the sense that they are, of course, master and student, but their powers are so similar, like I said. Continuing from that same sequence that we saw before, we have Lloyd, Jay, and Nia. Jay says that he does his best work solo, and we have this super epic little shot of him in his mech. He does this awesome little stance thing. Really enjoy that. Let me get a nice pause on that. There it is. Look at that. Cool. I do like the design of Jay's mech in the show. Not so much how it looks in terms of the set, but the show makes it look a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Epic. As you can see, he's also riding on his mech dragon. So very much encapsulating that set. Now, again, without spoilers, the origin of the mech dragon is really dumb. That's all I'm going to say. It's very weird. It's very awkward. You can tell the writers didn't really know what to do with the mech dragon, like how to incorporate it into the shows. So, if you know, you know. If you've seen the leaked episodes, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't seen the leaked episodes, don't get too excited for the origins of Jay's mech dragon. It's very, very, very strange. Very dumb. Sora doing a big jump from rooftop to rooftop. I believe this is also in the land of Lee, so you know that Sora and Aaron are probably going to be down there at some point. Nia doing a bit of a kick, using a mailbox as a weapon against a Dragonian. Again, the land of Lee is very residential. There's a lot of like regular houses everywhere. It's a nice, quiet neighborhood, but it's also very creepy. You can see a nice shot of it in the back here too, with, of course, the ninja in their nice casual attire. I do enjoy Lloyd's sweater. That's nice and wholesome. Everyone else is kind of just like whatever in terms of outfits. I do kind of like Wildfire's sweater, though, as well. Jay says, buckle up, because, of course, yep, buckle up for Season 3, Part 2. It's going to be epic. Again, more of these sequence at Egalt's dojo. Anchor kind of plops down there with the ninja on it. We've seen them do that time and time again. I love this shot of Cole flying the jet from the combat vehicle. He's just very much panicking inside the cockpit. That is a very funny image right there. More sequences of Aaron and Sora helping Gandalaria fight off the Dragonians. Of course, Gandalaria is using her little crystal ball to shoot off that lightning. We saw her do that in Season 2, I believe. Another shot of Sora. She and Aaron are like, if we're going to do it, we do it together. And they have a nice little handshake there. It is nice to see these two kind of, reacquainted following their fallout in Season 2 and even more so their separation in Season 3, Part 1. They did, of course, reunite at the end of that chapter, but here it's nice to see them like together, actively adventuring, actively doing stuff together. It's nice to see that. Shot that we've seen before of Cole on the bike of the combat vehicle. You can see Frack flying behind him in the jet as well. And again, Cole does have his hood up in this scene, not so much using the hairpiece, but he does flip back his hood. You can see Kai in the background there too. Same thing, hoods on the spectral suits instead of just the hair. And I think that concept works a lot better, at least in terms of the minifigures, in my opinion. More sequences here of Sora, Lord Ras, and Aaron. Something is definitely going wrong here. We have Aaron using his Spinjitzu. Same thing, though, that we've seen before. The red shatter spin-like effects are still there. And from what we understand, those do still matter, so we are just kind of waiting to see, of course, the big answer. Why is his Spinjitzu red? Apparently it does matter. It is pretty cool, though. He ends up throwing a bone. They are, of course, in the Underworld. Who is he fighting? Well, I mean, I could tell you, but it's kind of a spoiler. Though I do think one of the other trailers did reveal that, so I don't know. We'll just leave it as that. Here we have Frack, of course, using the reveal blade against one of the spectral Dragonians. This is a shot that we saw in a previous teaser, but still awesome. The reveal blades, though, again, their origins are kind of questionable too, in my opinion. They are in Imperium here. Worth mentioning. Imperium does matter in the context of Season 3, Part 2. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but they do have a role, I will say that. Wildfire fighting off the Tournament Temple Guards. That is also something that I enjoy about Season 3, Part 2. We are going back to a lot of classic locations and revisiting them from Dragon's Rising and Ninjago's past. Of course, we have the Underworld, Imperium, and the City of Temples all within the same few seconds here, showing just how vast the Dragon's Rising story can be. Another cool shot of Spectral Thunderfang getting all charged up on that soul energy. Again, this man is going to be very, very dangerous. Here we have a nice shot of Xanth doing a bit of a spin. Again, this is a crucial moment, in my opinion, from the leaked episodes. Not going to spoil too much of that there, but we do have Wildfire and Sora here in this sequence with Xanth flying and spinning. Again, that does mean something. Look forward to all of that. Here we have Nia battling this mysterious guy. Again, very cool design here. I love this guy quite a bit. He is such a sweet design. And of course, we do have Gandalria in the background there too. Looking a little worse for wear. She's, you know, definitely looked better, I will say. But yeah, this guy's awesome. Love his design. Similar to that guy from the Tournament of the Sources, but a little bit more on the evil side, it seems. This sequence, a lot of people have been talking about ever since the Comic-Con trailer. This shot of Jay and Nia doing a bit of a dance. Yeah, these two do have, again, a lot of moments like this from what we've seen so far and what we will see in the future. Very curious to see where this goes. The only thing that's bad about this shot, I really wish this guy like wasn't in the middle, because it kind of just like ruins the shot. This would be like an awesome shot to use for thumbnails, but this guy just kind of exists back there, so maybe I'll try to remove him, see if I can do that at some point. But yeah, this is an important sequence, Jay and Nia. Again, especially with how hateful Jay has been towards Nia in some of the earlier chapters of Dragon's Rising. It's kind of nice to see them like this, all things considered. And then we have a few just miscellaneous shots here, nothing too crazy. We have this shot that we've seen before of Cole falling with a prismatic blade. We have this shot of Sora and Aaron running through the underworld, dodging falling rocks. Again, the underworld stuff is all fantastic. I loved seeing that. And finally, we have this shot of Thunderfang charging up with a whole bunch of soul energy, and his bones are growing immensely. He is just insane in this shot, and he's probably going to be insane in Season 3 Part 2, especially the final 2 episodes that nobody has really seen just yet. But that's the trailer. That is the new trailer, you know, new, I guess, to YouTube. Like I said, this was the same trailer shown off at Comic-Con, and there is, again, a lot of footage in here that people have already seen from the leaked episodes, and in that sense, I will say it is kind of disappointing that the episodes have leaked, because this trailer would be really exciting if we hadn't seen the leaked episodes. There would be so much here to talk about, so much new stuff going on, just a lot of cool stuff that, you know, we had the potential to discuss and theorize about, but ultimately the leaks just kind of ruined that. So another reason why leaks are just awful for the Ninjago scene. But still, even with the leaks, and again, even with this being a trailer that a lot of us have already seen thanks to Comic-Con, it is doing pretty well. It's not doing too bad within the first day, so at least there's that. And again, we do have all of this stuff in HD now, so it's going to be nice to use a lot of these images in thumbnails and videos and all that good stuff. But with that being said, everyone, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts on this trailer. That's going to pretty much do it for my trailer breakdown here. What do you think about this trailer? What did you think about it? If you have seen the leaked episodes, do you think this trailer would have been a lot better if the episodes hadn't leaked? Do you think the trailer showed too much? And to the folks that haven't seen the episodes, what did you think about this trailer? Are you excited to find out more about Season 3 Part 2? Leave all of your thoughts down below, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. That's going to pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. If you guys enjoyed, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. I will talk to you guys again later. Peace.